So hello everybody that I still have not made an intro to this yet because I don't really know what I'm doing. This is another Paranormal Chat episode, figure it out for yourself. And today I'm joined by, I always butcher your name, it's Christin.
Yes.
So I want you to talk a little bit about your YouTube channel.
Okay, so I started YouTube probably like 8 or 9 years ago, and I kind of went into like the lifestyle beauty guru kind of thing, and then from there I moved into like book stuff recently because I found a girl on YouTube that did book things, Gilmore Girl stuff, and then I actually have done a few like spooky things like I did my experiences and like stuff that I've gone through with the paranormal and stuff. And so I've kind of bounced around the different genres of YouTube, but I'm kind of in between like booktube and like lifestyle now.
I think I found you, I think it was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And the first video that I ever saw of yours was one of your paranormal experience videos.
Yes.
So, I want to know about some of your experiences as I just pull a massive hairball out of my pocket. Okay.
I am well, my mom was really into it. Like we started watching, I don't know if you ever seen Paranormal State with Ryan Buell,
Hmm.
and me and her got into that show, and I actually, as a kid, actually could see ghosts as a kid. And I saw one of my grandparents that like not grandparents, my like uncle that had passed away before I was even born. And I like talked to him and behind my grandpa's store. And my grandma was like, "Are you sure you talked to him?" And we went into the house and she showed me pictures of him. And I said, "Yes, that was him." And then we were sitting, I have a vivid memory of this, but like we were sitting in my parents' living room and their staircase like goes behind the TV, and I was waving to somebody going down the stairs, and my parents were like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like, I'm waving at this man that's right there. And they were like so freaked out about it. And then my mom like got into it after the Ryan Buell stuff, and she went more into like the medium mode and started being able to like pick up on people's like things. Like she'll be in the grocery store and be like, "I'm sorry, I have to tell you something, but like your grandma is like wanting me to tell you this or something." It's like got into that sort of stuff. And I have that in a way, but I kind of block it out because it freaks me out too much. So I kind of like block it. But I ended up I had a whole situation where we went to a mountain. It was a Petit Jean mountain in Arkansas, I think it was. Yeah. um and there's like a whole story about this girl that passed away on the mountain with the flu, and she like knew the Indians and all that stuff, and that it was Petit Jean. And they like there's like a whole like you can go to her grave site and everything and stuff, and it's like on a mountain. And they had a area that looked kind of like a rundown. I think it was supposed to be like an old YMCA or something. I'm not really sure. But my mom took a picture of me right there, and there was so we came back like a week later. My mom was looking through the pictures, and there was like a soldier guy standing next to me, and she like zoomed in, and you could like see the silhouette of his body and everything in this picture. And so we just like, and we even sent it, and we found out that it was like, I forgot what his name was, but we found like pictures of him that somebody had still from like all the research and stuff from the place, and found out who it was. And they said that like people sometimes get um, like white flags left in their yards, and it was supposed to be like a whole thing if somebody was sick in the house like in the 1800s or something. And like still to this day, like every once in a while you'll find like a random white flag in your yard sometime, and it's like all creepy and like weird. And so, and I'm trying to think of what else I've had happen to me. Oh, I've had like a few orb situations. Like my friend Michaela and me we were laying on my bed watching TV when she stayed the night, and she set her plate down next to her when we were eating lunch, and she like the plate flew across the room in front of me. And and my mom came upstairs and started filming, and she caught an orb in my closet, and it was like really crazy. And I still have the video somewhere of the orb, but it was like wild. And then my mom's done like a few readings and stuff. And I just actually had just recently had a my mom passed away a couple of weeks ago in August, and she's been messing with me, playing with me. And she is so excited about that other side. Like, she wasn't afraid to die, and she was super pumped for it. So we have a friend named Josh that lives in Florida that they created a spirit box, and he's used that to like speak with her and stuff. And my brother had a friend pass away a year or two ago, and they spoke to him too, but like we knew it was her because we asked her specific questions, and she answered them exactly like the only things that we would know. And it was so crazy. And like, I've seen her in some of my dreams. I just had one last night with her. And then yesterday I had a situation where like one of my pumpkins that's on my TV stand fell off the thing and just flew across the room yesterday morning, and it scared the crap out of me. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? So yeah, so I've had some experiences.
That when people in our lives die, they will come back and give you signs all the time. When my sister died, well, she was on a hospice, and so we were just kind of waiting for her heart to stop. And my mom is very like, what are you doing?
Killing the bee that landed on the back of my
Oh,
neck.
there's a bee in here?
Oh my gosh.
It won't die.
Oh wait, no, it's not a bee, it's a flying ant. But either way, it won't die.
It
Okay.
stung the back of my neck.
Are you allergic?
No, I just don't like getting stung.
Well,
And
that's...
the thing seems to be immortal. Now it is a bee.
Anyway,
One less sweat bee.
my mom is super, like, not really, like, spiritual, but, like, she believes, and she believes hardcore. And my sister always loved rainbows, and that day, my mom was like, give me a sign that you've passed, and I know that you're okay. And that day, there were horrible, horrible storms, and then right around, I think it was like 3 or 4, it got bright and a rainbow came out. And that's when I got the call that she died, that she had passed. And right when I called my mom, her soup that was in the microwave exploded. Like it was just like the Campbell's soup, and it just like exploded. And I'm
Yeah,
just,
that's what my mom ended up on hospice because she got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer that went into her liver. And then it like from May, we went on a trip in May to Colorado, and then she started going downhill in June after her first round of chemo. And then they decided to do this surgery that now we're all like, we wish you wouldn't have taken the surgery. It was like supposed to open up some part in her liver to get the stuff out of it and things. And then from there she just went downhill and was on hospice and passed away with all of us around her on August 6th. And so it was like a whole situation, and I'm still trying to like figure everything out and stuff. And so it was, but she has been, there was actually like a day or two after she passed, my brother's girlfriend Brandy, me and her were in the car, and she was like, I just do not feel like motivated today. I'm so upset. I'm so sad. She was like, just not feeling right. And we were going to Starbucks to get something to drink, and I hadn't been listening to, I had drove over from my house to their house, didn't listen to any music, and sat down in the car. We started driving off, and the first song that it started blasting super loud, and it was Hold On by Justin Bieber. And it was like the I need you to hold on or whatever. And it was like, basically we were like, we have to listen to this because this is my mom sending us a song that we need to listen to it. And she like, because she was a really big into music and stuff, and did a lot of like, she sang a lot. And so I feel like anytime that I hear a certain song or anything like that, that's her sending me stuff too. And so there's like a bunch of, I'm trying to think of other, I've kind of kept a note because I didn't want to forget half the stuff that I've saw of her. But like, I don't know, there's like, I've seen like different things of like, there was like a couple of weeks ago, I like was standing in my garage ready to leave, and I was cleaning off my shoes because I had grass all over them from me letting my dog out. And a bird flew into my garage and looked right at me and was doing like this, and then it flew away. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck was that? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was my mom as a bird, just like, hello, and then leaving out of my garage.
that's what, so my sister loves monarchs, and the other day, not the other day, but like a couple weeks ago, I was walking to my friend's house and she only lives a couple blocks away from me. And this monarch for a block and a half was just attacking me, like flying in my face. And I'm like, you need to stop, Marcy. Like, I'm sick of this. Like, go do something else. And then it just flew away, but it kept following me all the way to my friend's house. And my friend was sitting on the porch and I was like, this has followed me for a block and a half. Help me.
What happened, I've noticed, I feel like she keeps using my internet, like energy to do stuff and things, because like my internet has been so messed up since she's passed away. Like I'll have to reset it every single day, every time I use my TV, because the internet just doesn't work right. And then like the other night I was watching Big Brother with my neighbor, one of her friends, and we're obsessed with that show, and she came over and I'm watching the TV and my TV starts pausing on its own, and it will not, and every time I unpause it, it pauses again, and then it popped up a screen that I'd never seen before on my TV, and it was so wild. I was like, what the heck is going on? I was like, she has to be messing with us, because, and then my brother's girlfriend has had a few things. My dad even had like a whole thing where Josh guy that did all the spirit box and everything, he sent him this link of how to like connect to them. And it's like a room, like you kind of like close your eyes and visualize this room, and you hand them like a rose and you open the door and everything, and they like are supposed to come in and stuff. And he had a whole situation with that and stuff. And then the other night, actually, my brother and her were sitting. My mom had one of those like hippie hut she shed things, and so they're sitting out there with her little fish tank, and one of her fish flies out into the hoodie of Brandy's hoodie, and she's like, Kim, if this fish dies, I am so sorry. I did my best I could. And she like put it back in there and turned the fish light off, and she starts walking out and the fish tank light turns back on. And it was like so crazy. Like she's been doing different stuff for us. It's wild.
So about your dreams, like, what do they like feel like to you? I said like a lot in that sentence.
Well, my cousin, my mom's nephew, her side of the family, he asked me if I had any dreams the other day, and he was like, I had a very scary one. I was like, I've had all like good dreams, because I think she knows from us, because she was pretty much the only person besides her and my brother's girlfriend Brandy. We only like, anytime I talk about like spiritual stuff, everybody's like, oh, you're talking nonsense, like it doesn't matter, whatever. And so like they're the only people like that understand what I'm saying and stuff, and I can talk to about it with. So like she knew how I felt about this stuff, so she's trying to like, I can feel her like trying not to scare me, but come into like a lighter presence and stuff. Like last night I had a dream that we were at like a church or something, and something was happening with this paper that I signed, that I was like, the police got involved or something. It was so weird. And then then I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I wish my mom was here to help me or something like that. I can't remember what I said, but then I like was sitting in a pew and I turned around and it was like people sitting behind me, but she like scooted, like she was sitting beside them, but got in front of them and was like in a blue, like white aura, like she was a ghost, but she was talking to me. And she was just saying like, telling me stuff about random things. And then I don't even remember what she said. It was like, just like, I'm here for you, like you can always talk to me or whatever, like kind of thing. And then I had another dream where she was like sitting, we were like out of town, and it was me, her, and Brandy on like a bed, and she was sitting on the end of the bed, and she kept like wanting to like grab my face and like hug me and like hold my face. It was like so weird. And then it was just like little things like that. She's very like squeezy love type of, I don't know. And so it was like, there's different things. I can't remember half the dreams I've had. I've only had a couple of them, but I've had like a good experience with dreams, and no like scary ones or nightmarish ones or anything like that. I'm very weird about like looking at the people in like a coffin whenever it's like a funeral and stuff. So I was very hesitant about seeing her that way, but she lost all of her hair after that first thing, and we got the first chemo round, and we got her a wig and everything. We put her blue glasses on because she loved her blue glasses, and she like looked so beautiful. And like anytime, actually the first time I saw her in a dream, she had almost like Shirley Temple curls like on her hair, and I've never seen her hair, like it looked like a wig that she had on. And my my cousin that was like a really close friend of hers was saying how whenever her son lost all of his hair during chemo, his came out back curly like that. But like now whenever I see her hair looks like how I always saw her hair. It's like so weird. I don't know how that happened, but it was like Annie or like Shirley Temple curls, and she was like playing with her curls in the dream. It was so weird.
That's exactly how when my sister first came to me in a dream, because I 100% believe that spirits will come to us in our dreams because we are more susceptible to communicating with them. Like it's because while we're awake we just tend to like shut things out, be like, oh no, that's just that, it's nothing, and they're able to just communicate with us better. And so my sister came to me and she had those exact same curls that you're talking about. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
There's I had something else I was gonna say. I'm trying to remember what it was.
I just witnessed him like spill monster all over himself.
Evidently, I'm still not quite okay.
I know that she like, whenever we did the whole like spirit box thing with her, like my so my parents had this inside joke with each other that if my mom used to get hair extensions a lot of time, and they would show in the back of her head, so she would be like, okay, muskrat check, like you need to like look at me, do I have muskrat? And my dad would be like, no, you're good or whatever. Well, then we asked her that question in the box and the like spirit box thing, and she said and she was like, he goes, what is muskrat? What does that mean to you? And she was like, oh, it's the back of my head. And he shaved my head. And my dad actually ended up cutting off the rest of her hair that didn't fall out yet. And she like said those words. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I like got goosebumps. And I was so scared to sleep in my house that night. And I got so much anxiety because it was so weird how she said that so perfectly. And so I ended up staying over at their house, like up in the loft area. And I brought my dog over with me, so I'd have like an anxiety, like little helper with me. And like, it was wild. It spooked me really bad that night. And then I've just had like random weird, we went and got her some new stuff for her because we don't have a headstone yet for her, but we got her like a little, what's it called? A sunflower and like little pumpkins and stuff for the fall. So.
I showed Tyler what your dog looks like because he absolutely loves dogs.
She won't let me get one.
I didn't say that. I said we have to have a house first. We live in a tiny apartment.
It's not that tiny.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's why I was gonna get an apartment, but with how like she barks at every little noise, she freaks out and everything like that, I was like, I cannot have her in an apartment. And I thankfully found this house, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a blessing because it has like already yard for her that's like all not, I guess, gated or whatever, like fenced up and everything. And so it worked out perfectly for me. But I was like really wanting to move out. I just didn't know what to do with her. And then it was crazy too because my cat passed away. Like I had her since I was in second grade, and I was like so stressed out because she was blind and she couldn't really like see what she was doing, and kind of deaf in a way, but not really. And I was like, I really want to take her with me, but I don't want to like spook her and everything. And that's when she ended up passing away. Before, it was like her telling me like, no, you can move on from this. And I've seen her even around the house too, like at my parents' house, I'll see like a little wish of her go by or something. And even my dog that passed away too, I'll see them sometimes, or like feel them around me.
Speaking of your house, when I was like new to your YouTube, you had just bought your house and you literally renovated it from the floor to the walls to the doors, the handles on the whatever, the cabinets. Yeah. And oh gosh, I loved those videos.
Yes, the carpet in here, well, okay, the story, I don't know if I've said this on my YouTube, but the lady that lived here, she passed away in like a nursing home, but she had lived here since like the year I was born, which is 95. So she built the house and didn't do anything to it, left it like this peachy pink color on all the walls, and like didn't update the windows, or the outside of the house was all like rotting wood basically, and I had to redo the whole outside. And then like the carpet looked like nobody had vacuumed it in like 2 years. It was so gross. It looked like the room that I'm in right now is the worst room, and when you pulled it up, it was like somebody just dumped sand all over the carpet. It was so gross. And me and my dad had like masks on trying to like rip up the carpet and everything, and like goggles and everything. And then we ended up I had like one of my family friends her daughter used to babysit me and my brother, and that's how she used to be our neighbor, and she does all like renovations and stuff, and that's who helped me do everything for my house and stuff. But I have a couple of things that I want to do and fix, like my back patio area. It like has old carpet in it that I need to, like sunroom area that I need to rip up, and like we're gonna do the what is it called? I don't know what it's called, but it's like the floor that they put in like a garage that's like a sealed kind of like concrete that has like the little speckle colors in it. It's like, I don't know what it's called, but it's something like that. I don't know.
I want you to talk briefly about the books that you've been reading lately, because that's a lot of what you've been posting as your content lately.
I am currently doing a readathon this weekend that I'm reading Small Town Big Magic. That's like Gilmore Girls meets Practical Magic. And then I'm reading this one called Shady Hollow. That's like it's kind of like Hoodwinked, and it's like woodland creatures that have like one of the creatures dies in the woods, and they're trying to figure out who did it. It's like a murder mystery book. And then I have this one I can show in the video. That's a Disappearing House that I've heard from other people on YouTube. That's like this girl, I think she was diagnosed with cancer or something, and it's like her 5th year, either like her anniversary of it, and this house appears at the end of her road, and she doesn't know what it means, if it has something to do with it or anything, and like this weird creature like lives in the house, and it kind of gave me Vecna vibes from Stranger Things. And so I wanted to read it this week, but I was in a weird reading slump. I think I overdid myself by reading 4 books last week at one time, and so I was like, so this week I'm just like slowly getting through. I did read one that's called The Haunting of Evelyn Jones, and it was really creepy, and it was like set in the UK, and she like goes and finds this book, and the book like creates this whole thing where she ends up seeing the person that the girl like crossed the store, like another girl had passed away that had the book, and she like starts seeing the girl and the lady that like stole the girl or whatever. It's like wild. And then this one I have that's I haven't read it yet either. I wanted to read it this week, but I didn't get to it. But it's The Clackety, and it's like Coraline-ish, and she like, her aunt goes missing, and she has to go in like a slaughterhouse or something to go find her, but like this creature's in there that's like called the Clackety, that's like trying to like keep her there or something, and try not to have her like find her aunt or something. I don't really know. And then I have this cute little one that's called Garlic and the Witch. And I have the first one that's Garlic and the Vampire. I don't know where it's at though, but I haven't read this one yet, but I just got it last week. And it's a cute little like graphic novel, it's so cute and colorful. But yes, I love these little books. But that's pretty much what I'm reading right now. I have like a whole list. I made like a fall recommendations video. Oh my gosh, my dog. And so I have all that stuff that I have been reading. I'm trying to get through it all, but I'm in kind of a slump right now, so I'm trying to push myself back through it.
Yeah, I get that way with editing. I get in such a slump and I don't want to do anything. And
I would love to. I want to try to do Vlogmas this year if I can. I'm just like, I had a video filmed I did like another readathon last week, and that's why I read so many books. And I ended up, I have a video filmed. I was gonna get it up yesterday, and then I just could not get myself to edit it or anything. I wanted to just watch TV and not do what I was supposed to be doing. And so I'm probably gonna try to get it up maybe tomorrow or the next day, and that way it'll go up. But I have like a whole busy afternoon this afternoon, so I'm trying to balance everything. That's like my whole thing is I'm a little bit struggling this week. I feel like it has to be because of Mercury and retrograde situation.
Yes, I heard like 8 planets are in the microwave and it just needs to stop.
Just get microwave.
Yes.
Yes, at the microwave.
They're either drinking Gatorade or they're in the microwave.
And then the moon, I don't know if you saw it last weekend, but it was massive, and it was so cool. Me and Brandy watched Practical Magic, and then the moon happened to look like that, and we were like, oh, this is so spooky.
My friend's kid saw the massive orange ball in the sky and was like, Mommy, I'm scared. And she was trying to tell her that it was just the moon. And she was like, no, the moon is gray. It doesn't look like that. So before we go, I'd like you to plug any of your social medias and YouTube that you want.
and my YouTube channel is just Christin Rene, and then my Instagram I think is Christin_Rene_, I think is what it is, and then that's pretty much the only two things I use is YouTube, and because I keep my Facebook private for like just my like people that I knew from school and stuff, and then I use Snapchat sometimes, but not very much, so I don't really ever plug it anymore. And same with Twitter, like I just get on there just to like see what other YouTubers are doing, and then I like get off of there. So usually it's just Instagram and YouTube is what I use.
And it was nice talking to you. I'll let you go so you can get to your busy afternoon.
Yes.
And I appreciate you coming and chatting with us for the last 30 minutes.
Yes, we've needed to do this for a while. We have not ever been able to actually like talk face to face. It's always been over Instagram.
And maybe someday we'll do a part 2.